Evaluating hot environments using ISO 7243, which makes use of the wet bulb global temperature method. Working in hot environments may be bad for somebody's health, and what is acceptable, we will find out. We'll make use of the Mollier diagram for moist air to clarify some of the data. We see that the wet bulb global temperature is a weighted average from the wet bulb temperature and the global temperature. This is valid for indoors. We see that the humidity factor is 70% and the sensible heat factor is only 30%. So humidity is a big part of how a hot environment is experienced by a person. We assume that we have a pool attendant working in a subtropical swimming pool where the temperature is 30 degrees and the relative humidity amounts to 60%. In the diagram, we find that the working circumstances is shown by the circle in the graph. Now we have to check what is the wet bulb temperature. Well, the wet bulb temperature lines are the purple-red lines at a 45 degrees angle. So we see the 20 degrees wet bulb and the 25 degrees, but the one that goes through the circle amounts to 23.7 degrees. Now we know that. We continue. The global temperature indoors. Well, indoors we have no solar influence, and then the global temperature can be taken by the air temperature. What we also can do is buy a measuring device, and that provides us the outcome. So we can do that for indoors and we can do that for outdoors. But now we will go further in with our pool attendant. We found that his wet bulb temperature in his working environment amounts to 23.7. We fill that in the formula, and we find that the wet bulb global temperature amounts to 25.6. And now we have to check if that is acceptable for the person or not. We assume that this pool attendant is new in his work. He's not used to work in a hot environment. That's called, he is non-acclimatized. And his measuring surroundings, his environment amounts to 25.6, and that is less than 27.5. So we see that he is allowed to work there for 8 hours a day. So that's good for him. There is also a table for acclimatized workers, and they can work in a more warmer environment. These tables are derived from graphical curves, so if you find a similar table, the figures may be slightly different. So the pool attendant works there, and then somebody asks him to assist with heavy repair work. Well, the 25.6 and in the table, in the column for heavy work, then you come to 50% work, 50% rest. So this pool attendant who is asked to assist in the repair work is only allowed to do so 50% of the time, and the rest he has to do in an air-conditioned environment. So we see how the ISO standard works, and then the pool attendant is saved from exhaustion. If you are working outdoors, then the formula changes. The global temperature is then 20%, the wet bulb is 70%, and the outdoors temperature is 10%. In those cases, the best thing to do is to buy the wet bulb global temperature device and provide the measurement and then look into the table. Especially for marathon runners, you see that those people from Kenya are experienced, they are acclimatized workers or acclimatized runners, and for them you need to take the acclimatized table. But for the beginning marathon runners, not acclimatized, you have to take the other table. So that is what you have to do, and then you can easily say if it is acceptable to do the marathon or not. Or you have to split the marathon in the acclimatized runners and the non-acclimatized runners. That's what this standard teaches us. Conclusion: yeah, this criterion is well based because it provides the solar load, the humidity load, the sensible temperature load. It's highly recommended for workers in a warm environment or in sports event. Well, I thank you for your attention.